The Galactic Conservation Summit on Arcturus 7 was supposed to be a dignified affair. Representatives from 47 species had gathered to discuss the preservation of endangered predators across the known systems. Dani Morrison, humanity's youngest xenobiologist, stood among creatures who towered over her 5'3" frame, clutching her data pad nervously. She hadn't expected to be here. 3 months ago, she'd been cataloging microbes on a research station. Now she represented Earth's entire conservation program because Dr. Chen had caught Rigelian flu. The human delegation will present their findings on the Terran apex predator reintroduction program, announced Chancellor Vexlar, his crystalline voice echoing through the biodome. Dani walked to the presentation platform, acutely aware of the 8-foot Corthian warriors watching her with their 4 eyes. The serpentine Seral delegates coiled in their heated seats, and the massive Bronthar whose footsteps shook the ground. Her jacket, a worn brown leather thing her grandfather had given her, suddenly felt too warm. She began her presentation, showing holographic images of wolves, bears, and great cats that humanity had brought back from the brink of extinction. The audience listened with polite disinterest. They'd heard similar stories from dozens of worlds. Then Noah Graves entered from the side entrance carrying a containment sphere. Dani's research partner gave her an apologetic look. They'd agreed to save the live demonstration for later, but the Seral ambassador had specifically requested it be moved up. And now, Dani said, we'd like to introduce you to an example of successful predator rehabilitation. This is a juvenile Panthera tigris, a tiger cub. Noah deactivated the sphere, and out tumbled 12 pounds of orange and black striped chaos. The audience leaned back collectively. Several delegates activated personal shields. The Corthian warriors reached for ceremonial weapons. Please don't be alarmed, Dani said quickly. She's only 3 months old. Completely harmless. The cub, whom they'd named Kaylee, looked around the enormous biodome with wide golden eyes. She mewed, a sound so small and pitiful that several delegates' translator devices struggled to register it. Then Kaylee spotted Dani's jacket. The leather strips at the bottom swayed as Dani gestured, and every predatory instinct in the cub's tiny body activated. She crouched, wiggled her haunches, and pounced. Sharp baby teeth sank into the leather fringe. Dani, mid-sentence about habitat restoration, continued talking as if nothing had happened. She gestured with her left hand while her right side now sported an attached tiger cub, dangling from her jacket like a fuzzy orange ornament. Noah covered his mouth, trying not to laugh. The cub's back legs kicked at empty air as she growled, a sound like an angry motorboat. As I was saying, Dani continued, turning slowly to show the next holographic slide, the key to successful reintegration is. The cub swung with Dani's movement still stubbornly clamped onto the jacket. Her tail stuck straight out for balance. A peculiar sound emerged from the Bronthar delegation. Their species didn't laugh exactly, but the deep rumbling vibration that shook the floor was unmistakably amused. Then one of the Corthian warriors made a clicking sound that translated to laughter. The Sarl began a hissing chuckle. Dani paused, looking down at the cub. Yes, well, this is also part of the process. Young predators need to develop their hunting instincts through play. She lifted her arm slightly. Callie rose with the jacket still attached, now 3 feet off the ground. The cub's eyes went wide, but her jaw remained locked on the leather. She looked like a very determined flag.